It's been a very long time, but Starfield is getting closer. It will release on the 6th of September 2023, but what can we expect to see? Well, there's a new showcase from Microsoft and Bethesda just around the corner coming in June. This should give us some insight as to what to expect. But that said, currently player expectations are very high, an all-time high in fact for perhaps, well, the most anticipated game released for years at this point. In this video then, we're going to take a look at those expectations and see what Starfield has to teach us about gaming from day one onwards. And talking about teaching, this video was sponsored by Brilliant. Have you ever wondered how you can keep your knowledge and learning sharp? Well, Brilliant.org is a great platform for this. It offers an interactive and engaging way to master key concepts that are critical from a whole range of subjects. Whether you're looking to delve deeper into advanced topics like AI and data science, or just want to keep your math skills sharp, Brilliant has got you covered. One of the courses I've been enjoying the most on Brilliant is AI and deep learning. It's helped me understand the systems behind this world-changing technology. The best part is that Brilliant's lessons are built for busy people. They're bite-sized and designed to break down complex ideas into understandable parts. You can even track your progress and work towards mastering topics in as little as 15 minutes a day. But it's not just about technical knowledge. Brilliant also boosts your creative problem-solving skills, essential for navigating the world of tomorrow. You can try everything Brilliant has to offer absolutely free for a full 30 days. Just visit brilliant.org/obsidianant or click the link in the video description. The first 200 of you will also get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Now, Starfield is going to be my favourite type of game, that is the single-player RPG adventure. When I think of Starfield, I really do honestly think of a modern take on Skyrim in space, or really a modern take on Fallout but with spaceships and the ability to travel to other planets. Todd Howard has pretty much said this himself when he mentioned that Starfield will very much have Bethesda DNA written into it. That is, a living and breathing world of large scope, but more importantly, complete player freedom. It's this then that I'd like to see a modern take on, with modern design philosophies and modern gameplay. For me then, this is the type of gameplay that allows you to ignore the main quest or campaign and head off into the wilderness in absolutely any direction. Encounter something random, a random NPC or a random cave, a random dungeon, and then proceed to have your very own unique adventure, something that will be memorable. And then sometimes it's the simpler things. I remember many times in Skyrim, or indeed even in the previous games Oblivion and Morrowind, going over to a table, picking up a book, and then standing there and reading through it. These might all sound like very simplistic ideas, but the point is that everyone has their own memories about Skyrim, and Fallout is just a whole part of the charm of those particular series. On day one of Starfield then, I fully expect to see that type of gameplay. But of course, it's likely, and this is just personal opinion here, but backed up by many other people, it's going to be full of bugs as well. Whether these are earth-shattering, game-destroying bugs remains to be seen. I suspect that unlikely. But it is likely we're going to see typical Bethesda bugs. This, of course, is, for some people at least, a part of the charm of a brand new Bethesda release. For other people, they feel far more critical about that. What I'm not expecting to see, at least hopefully not, fingers crossed, is a world-destroying, game-shattering disaster of a launch. Understandably, however, there are a section of players out there who do have concerns as to whether or not Starfield will live up to its high reputation or high expectations. And some of this concern is largely off the back of Bethesda's somewhat tarnished reputation from the release of Fallout 76, which, let's face it, was a complete disaster, and the backlash against that was understandable and largely deserved. But it's also fair to point out that Fallout 76 has substantially improved since then, and today it sits as a respected game that a lot of people do enjoy. And most notably, hopefully at least, it seems that Bethesda have learnt a lot of lessons from it. Now let's move on to the third subject I want to discuss. This is unrealistic expectations. Now it seems most people out there really do understand where Bethesda are coming from, but a few seem to be, well, if you look on Reddit, if you look on the forums, YouTube comments, there's some people out there at least who are expecting Starfield to be the true holy grail in gaming. The game that allows you to do everything. The game that has the next level of physics or space physics for a game. Or indeed, and this one is one of my favourite crazy claims, the idea that Starfield is going to be the first true next generation game. I mean, for starters, what next generation? We're already a few years into the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series era. This is the current generation, not the next generation any longer. And there's already been some truly epic current generation games. Ultimately then, I do feel if Starfield and Bethesda hit all their goals, or at least most of them, then Starfield is going to be genre defining and maybe hit a few new milestones in what gaming can and should be. But what I'm not expecting is a new benchmark for graphics, physics or AI, or indeed anything along those lines. In fact, let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Are there some unreasonable expectations you've seen out there for Starfield? If so, what is the most crazy claim or the most crazy wish list that you have seen? Let me know in the comments section. The fourth expectation I have is one I think shared with many people, that Starfield is going to be very much about modding. I don't expect there to be too much in the way of modding for day one. This is normally something that comes post-release, so I fully expect to see more in the way of that further down the line. But you can bet your bottom dollar there will be at least some mods on day one. This may be some simple mods such as changing out your character's face or giving you a nice interesting looking ship, but the true mods will be much further down the line, and if all goes well with the game, it should give Starfield very long legs indeed. So to summarise, I'm fully expecting to see Starfield launch with a whole lot of bugs, but I don't think those will be a launch disaster, at least hopefully not, fingers crossed. I'm also expecting it to be a great game. It may need a little bit of time to get some of the issues ironed out, but I do think it's going to be a great game, and it will very much follow the principles laid down by previous Bethesda titles in the vein of Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Remember, this is a single player title, not a multiplayer one. Now, I'm certainly not expecting this to be the do-everything game. It might well be genre-defining. In fact, I do fully expect it to be genre-defining, but I don't think it's going to be the next big thing in AAA graphics or anything like that, or simulations or physics. We are primarily talking about gameplay experiences here in an immersive open world, something which I think Starfield is going to be very good at. Do let me know if my expectations are a little bit too low here. What are your thoughts and feelings on what Starfield is going to be? Are you expecting something grand? Are you expecting Bethesda to ultimately fail or mess this up in some way or other? Or are you happy to play any game that Bethesda deliver, just so long as it's interesting and fun? Do let me know in the comments section below. Also, my thanks again to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Do check out those links in the video description. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.